Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tower of Extreme Hell mobile voice commentated SC guide. So, TOEH is in low insane. It's located in Ring 7, and just jump on these invisible platforms and make it to the tower. It sucks, I'm not gonna lie. Don't beat this unless you're just trying to get like 100% completion or something. So, you're gonna start off, get that button. The button is completely meaningless. You have like 12 seconds of extra time, so just like don't meander for a million years and you'll be fine. Just some easy wraps on this part too. The gameplay never really gets hard. It's all just weird client object jank stuff. So yeah, got some seat platforms. They're not far. Just long jump to them. Set up on these elevators. Climb to the top of these. Pretty just standard gameplay. And now you're on the outside. It's just, what are these, 8-stud wraps, I think? Not that bad. And that jumps a tiny bit hard, and then, oh my god, a 12-stud wrap, but no, it's actually a troll. There's an invisible seat platform that you land on after the jump. Just make sure you don't hold jump. Then high jump up there. Just go top to top. You don't need to jump down to the bottom. Those are pretty easy long jumps. I like to just go forward facing here. And then just make sure you flick in there. You can set it up like that or any other way of doing a head hitter. And you should just be able to climb up the slopes. This part, just wrap back to the front. On all the spinning platforms where you have wraps, if you stand on the back of the platform and wrap to the front. On the slower moving ones, that's pretty good strategy. And then on faster moving ones, you're going to want to wrap to the front to as far forward on the platform as you can. Just jump from that platform to here. You can see on the forward ones, you want to go front and then more to middle, just so if you go from the back, the conveyor might actually move faster than you, or not the conveyor, the spinning platform. So just being careful there. And this one's medium speed. Again, just front to middle. And then just jump off here. Then you've got to go on this push platform, get this button, otherwise you'll have to like, I don't know if you'll be soft locked or what. And then there's an invisible platform here, so you can just land on the button or on the invisible platform. Just do these elevators, not super hard. Go 45 degrees across the tightrope, back and forth up here. Make sure you're jumping straight onto that, otherwise that's going to happen. But if you do and you're able to land, then it doesn't matter. You can just jump back up. Yeah, so make sure you're going on the middle of all the zip lines because the zip lines on this are very buggy. Now you have a nice little push box section. Just make sure it's lined up straight when you're trying to go over this and try and push it with some momentum, and it should make it over. You might have to redo it a few times. Just gently push it across the kill bricks. If you do touch it, you'll just waste a bit of time. It's not a big deal. Then come back over here. This tower is really boring, I'm not gonna lie. Just don't grind it. Don't grind it. Please. And if you do grind it, just be prepared to suffer. It isn't called Extreme Hell for no reason. Alright, these are like medium difficulty wraps. Oh, hooray, conveyors. Walk off this first one, then just try and jump somewhat late on these, but you can't jump too late or you're going to overshoot them. They're spaced super duper weirdly. Just practice these. They're weird. Walk off that and then walk off that one too. And then these ones are spaced even more weirdly. You want to jump off late on that, but then jump off early on all the ones where you have to turn because otherwise you'll overshoot. So, again, they're just set up super weirdly. But the main thing you can do is just figure out the timing in the practice place. You got a nice conveyor, you got a nice balloon section. This tower's a lot of filler. Just like standing on conveyors or like going on zip lines. Just meaningless gameplay. Just go on here and high jump up here. Make sure you're centered on that, or you can sometimes miss the second zip line. So make sure you're centered on all the zip lines before getting on them. And then hold back and then shift your joystick forward after jumping to climb up onto there. Just make sure you're mostly flat, flick out and then jump. Flick out and then jump. Just be careful on this gameplay, it's not super hard. Just some nice long jumps. Go backwards facing on there. Be careful not to bonk the corner on these, otherwise it can kind of stop you. All right, and then again, super flat on these, flick out, do the jump and flick back in, so you're flat. Just unshift lock and jump off onto the balls. Just try and go from more a bit, not all the way down the balls, otherwise you can get sunk down pretty weirdly. And try and land on like the bigger balls forward facing, it makes it a bit easier. Then just try and climb up that ball, and then go to the edge of there and flick onto that platform. It's a bit of a hard jump. And then this section has a teleport net, but you need to, sometimes it just doesn't work. But for that jump right there, it's always netted. And on the last conveyor on that part, you're going to want to jump off super early. Now you've got a nice filler section. Climb up this forward facing, not all the way to the top, then just set this up like a head hitter. Then just jump like 45 degrees onto that platform. Unshift lock and jump to the spinner. Jump around it and get onto this one stud. And then on here, you can just jump to the giant invisible platform. Then just go on the sides of these and make sure you're going perfectly straight with the platform. Unshift lock, jump, and then move on that last one. Set it up. Then just practice this. It's an outside. It's super dumb. Make sure this thing doesn't go up right before you jump to it. That can happen if the cycles are synced up in a weird way. And it's just so weird. Just make sure you line this up. Get the timing down in the practice place. You don't want to fail this, but it's very easy to. All of this gameplay is very, very failable. Then we have this nice section where you gotta push a ball around on ice because, yeah. I can see why this was thought of as REM, but it's just terrible. It's just not a good tower. Push it over there. It may take you a few tries. And then, like, walking onto the ball doesn't really do a ton, which is annoying. But just eventually make your way over to the button. This is riveting gameplay, I know. And then you gotta use this pusher to send yourself over to the other side, and then you can just hold jump off this one to get up on here. And then be very careful on the slanted ladder. Slanted ladders are super weird. I like to just flick up it, but you can walk up it if you're going slowly, just down to personal preference. Then just jump late like I do on all these, and I like to unshift lock so I can climb onto the no jump section. Then you gotta climb all the way up onto this. Once you see you like bounce up, then you can try and flick around to this platform. It's just kind of weird, but it's netted. Just be super careful not to walk off. So you can see I'm struggling on this. We don't talk about that. And then just unshift lock and walk off. And then just bump it and walk back onto the platform. And then double check that you don't have the jump. You have your jump back. If you need to, you can try it again. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just walk off. Yeah, okay. There you can get it. You can see I got it there. So now I can keep going. Alright. These spin, so be careful. Just jump onto this. And again, flick out. Flick out. Just a tiny bit to do all those jumps. Because the walls are not very thick, you don't need to flick out a ton. And don't jump too late or you can get bounced off it in weird ways. You'll sit down and fall through there. Just jump off to here. Then I like to do this section in first person for most of the jumps. Just kind of more weird filler. Just walk off there. Again, you can just walk off there. Jump up onto here. Be careful. Don't fall off. And you're basically on the net. So this tower is a giant safety net. Be careful on this. Just jump around. Don't accidentally climb it and like bounce off. This is the weirdest part. I like to just flick around this, but if you practice and find something else works for you, do that. Yeah, it's this tower is really, really boring. I'm not gonna lie. It's a very boring tower. Then I like to unshift lock and walk off. You should reshift lock in midair. I didn't do that. Don't be like me. Alright. So welcome to net. Just hop on this push box. The kill bricks are can collide false, so you can just ignore them. Just make your way over here. Don't die. Heal up. And the way the net works is it's basically a full net except for one outside section on floor 8, the end of floor 8. So as long as you don't fall there, you're fine. So for this, just push it over, just get it into the gap and it will be popped up by the reappearing platform. Or the beat block, whatever you want to call it. So after that, go back, get the purple one. Do the same thing, just let it get popped up by the blue. Don't do that. But if you do that, you can see the bottom, the kill brick is King Quad Shrew. And so you can just jump back over. Riveting gameplay. Yeah, this part's really just filler. And go over here, push this box over. Can walk along the side. What am I doing? We're not going to talk about this. I really should have just sped this part up, but I'm too lazy to do that. So now I just get to sit here and yap. If you're still here, comment a cookie emoji in the comment section below. Let's see if we get any cookie emojis, if anyone's just watching the full video for whatever reason. Alright, so after you get that purple button, make sure to tap the purple button again to make the purple block disappear, otherwise it will be in the way of the white block. Don't get the white block stuck on that pole. Do the same thing, you can just push into the gap and it will roll up. Go over here. Just like go to this side to like kind of push it away from the wall a bit and then just inch your character in between that gap. And then you just need to walk, and you'll have to go back and forth a few times. I just cut it out, but it took me like a couple minutes to get it over. I think I walked off the edge at one point too. And then you can just walk down here, then just do a ledge grab, jump off here. You don't need to do anything special. Again, ledge grab, jump off here. And then this is kind of like a partial net up here. In a second, you can jump, just do that as a head hitter. Get up here. And then these are movable. You can just push them over into the right position. Just jump around here, jump up to the top layer. And then that's just an elevator. You can just walk non-stop through there. That thing, if you're in a new server, then it might not have been pushed down yet. But that object is server-sided, and you basically just walk into it and it'll fall over eventually. Just climb up here, aim to climb up all of them. Some more just like filler walking parts. The creator of this tower did not know what to build. This is really, really low quality gameplay. Probably the lowest quality SC in the game. Maybe. No, there's tower confusion. Alright, but just do these jumps. It's a bit weird because it's like kind of invisible. Okay, and then for this, you're going to have to push this ball on the outside. So what you can do is you can just tip it like that, and then sometimes it'll work, but otherwise you can just spawn in the ball while it's fully tipped over that way, and it will push the ball upon its spawn, and then it will roll and hit the button. And now we are onto the outside section, so you can just stand fully on these. And just be careful, don't die here. Just walk around here, be super careful, walk into the edge and go 45 degrees and then flick in at the end. And then this is the hard jump coming up here. Right here, what I like to do is shift lock and then turn and jump. Definitely practice that. That's basically the only failable jump on the outside. And you might fail it because I failed it once before. I beat it for this video. And that was not fun. And you also tend to loop fail. You might fail afterward because 9 and 10 are pretty hard. So go right side and then left side on there to make it a bit easier. Set this jump up, it's pretty far, and make sure you're going flat. Be careful, go through the gap. Definitely practice 9 and 10 if you need to. It's also a handy skip. That skips like the worst part of 9. Alright, so for here, go backwards on this jump. Then take it tight around the corner there. Go backwards on that jump. At least that's what I like to do. Forwards facing there. These jumps aren't terribly hard. It's a nice little long jump there. Use the wall to boost yourself. Make sure you're flicking in on all these. You can high jump up there. I'll show that in a second. Go backwards on that jump. That jump's pretty far, so take it tight. That jump's also far, and this jump's really far, so make sure you're jumping late on all these. All All right, I think I show it here. Yep, so you can high jump from the last platform, but you can just high jump up onto here and skip that last part, which has all the hardest jumps on 9. All right, and then you can just jump up onto any one of these, or the first or the second platform, not any one of them. And then just inch your way across the tightrope. And then just do these head hitters. You should align them. Yeah, I forgot to set up the first one, but set them all up like that. Or if you have a different way of doing high jumps, that works better for you. These jumps aren't terribly hard. Just be careful, don't mess up, do the nerves. Go around here, climb on top of this. More tight ropes. I just go back and forth without changing my camera angle. Boom, boom. Make sure to get in that gap, and then you can just like move this until it goes backward. Then ledge grab this to be safe. You don't want to just walk off and jump because you bunk your head. And then set that up. All these jumps practice. Set them up carefully. You can see what strats I use. Make sure you're going through the gap and not too far back here. I like to go a bit wide on there to get around the walls better. And then long jump. Another long jump. Take this tight, otherwise you're going to miss it. Again, take that tight, but not too tight, otherwise you can fall in the gap in front of the wall. And then it's a 3-sit stick out to finish off 9. You can just set up these high jumps however you want, and then just flick up here. Now this button, you can take a second. It's just 2 long jumps. And now we're on 10, which is the final floor. Really, really obvious. All right, and then I just do this backwards. You can do it forwards if you want. And then on this, be careful. There's a wrap right here, forward to middle, and then, or front to middle, and then make sure to be careful on the truss. I'd recommend practicing all 10. It's not super hard, but it has some weird gameplay. Now you've got some balls, just go sideways on there. Be careful, that's actually pretty far, and then be careful on that one. And then some ladder flicks. Make sure you're setting these up. I just go from the front to the front. If you're confident about going onto one stud of a ladder, then you can go from the side to the side. It's up to personal preference, whatever you find works best. And then zip line. There is a ladder, as you can see, so just be ready to save onto the ladder in case it flings you in a weird direction. Just inch your way along this gap, this one stud, I mean. Use the wall to boost that long jump. Jump late, but not too late on all these conveyors. And then final section of the tower, just walk, so you're walking into the back wall to line it up. And then just jump around to the side, switch directions. Okay, and then on this last one, just inch your way, make sure not to overshoot. Don't stand on top of the balloon, you can get messed up. And don't move at all because the balloon can get caught on like the underside of this road up here. So just stand still until you're all the way up. And then you can move forward onto here, jump to get rid of the balloon. And GG's, that is the Tower of Extreme Hell. You get the Yakar aura. Hooray. No win room. Wait, is this a win room?